Artie, do your mother a favor and give me another beer from the fridge.
Do you want some of that other
Give me
pumpkin
one.
spice shit?
Give me the Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't care. Whatever's in there.
I'm gonna get another shot of tequila.
Just don't fall down. Don't fall down.
No, I'm okay. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm okay. Alright. Oh. I don't see the Pabst PBR.
Just give me whatever
the
the fuck's in there. I don't fucking care. Just give me a beer.
I've got the chocolate flavored beer.
Artie, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, Jesus.
Give me my fucking beer.
Here, toss it to you, bitch.
Say it, don't spray it, bitch.
Here, take this shot with me. It's a Jose.
Jose Cuervo.
Here's a piece of lime for you. Well,
Oh my god, it tastes like fire. Tastes like fire.
It burns inside me.
But it feels so good.
I was really lucky that we found that $11 in my wallet, the last money we ever had, and spent it on alcohol.
I was just thankful that the guy at the supermarket didn't notice me stealing all this liquor in my blouse.
Well, Andy gave us all this extra. He gave us a discount when you flashed your titties.
Well, of course he. Yeah, that's fuck.
Want to do some heroin?
Heroin? Where'd you get heroin?
I want nowhere. It's from nowhere.
You got heroin from nowhere? Well, fucking get it ready. You gonna shoot it in my arm for me?
I was thinking it would be most undetectable in between the toes.
I don't give a fuck where you shoot me, Artie. Just give me the fucking heroin.
Are you sure?
What? Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, it's just, you know, if it's a bad batch, we could die instantly.
Well, I mean, fuck, it'd be better than being broke.
I guess you're right. What have we got to live for?
They're gonna kick us out any day. The world's
right,
falling apart. I'm just saying fucked up to the day I die.
Well, this'll certainly keep you fucked up. Alright, let me just light this and suck it up in this syringe. Spread those toes.
Oh my god. Okay. Don't you gotta put like a belt around me or something?
I already injected
Oh,
it,
so you know I'm ticklish. You know I'm ticklish, Sean. Stop.
I'm not tickling you, baby.
No.
That's the heroin.
Oh! This is heroin. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow.
I'm going to join you. I'm going to inject it right into my neck.
Yeah, wow. Oh, Artie.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Artie, you're scaring me. You're starting to remind me of... You're starting to remind me of when you...
Had a heroin addiction?
No, when your brains was soup.
Oh, well, this feels so much fucking better than that did.
What do people do on heroin?
They just sit there and spread the fuck out.
I want to go do something, Artie. I'm ready to go do something.
What the fuck? I don't think we should go anywhere like this. I'm pretty fucked up.
You want to go outside and maybe take our clothes off and scream at people on the side of the road?
Let's do it.
You see all those other heroin addicts doing it, and I just feel so good. I just want to dance and scream.
Let's get up and do it.
Oh, sure, I don't know if I could get up. Can you go do it for me?
I just worked my way up. Yeah, I guess I'll go outside and do it real quick. Yay! Look at my penis!
Look at this pussy! You like that? Oh, you like that? Oh, my son fucks it.
We're on heroin! Let's go inside. We probably shouldn't tell people we're on heroin.
It's not legal anymore?
Only in Oregon.
Where are we? Where are we, Artie?
I honestly don't know. Somewhere in between Ohio and Georgia.
Are we gonna die? Are we gonna overdose?
I'm feeling pretty fucking good. I think I'm gonna go for round 2. I don't know about you.
Oh, okay.
You don't have too much left,
Put the hair in my toe. Put the hair
back in your toe.
Put it back in the same hole. I want that hole to be so big that you can fuck it, Artie. I want you to fuck my toe hole and then put the heroin right in it.
You want?
Here's an idea. Why don't you put the needle and shove it up your urethra, then fuck your mother, and then get the hair, and then when you come, the heroin will go into me.
I would love to try. Wait, your phone's ringing. What the fuck?
My phone's
Why
ringing.
is your phone ringing?
My phone's ringing. Hello?
Hello, you two.
Hello?
Hello, you two. I am at the airport. They say they
Shut-
do not have...
Go! I don't need any... I'm not gonna fall for your fucking scam.
Excuse me, Brenda?
Boop.
Who was it?
Some fucking tech support person telling me my Windows installation has a virus on it. I don't even have a computer. I don't have anything. So I don't know what the fuck this Indian guy would want.
Don't let it get you upset, baby. Here comes your heroin.
Oh!
Spread those toes.
Oh, shoot it. Shoot me. Oh. Oh. Oh my god.
Careful. I am at the airport.
Who is this?
I am at the air. Who do you think this is? This is Sean Gee.
Who?
We're supposed to be there tomorrow for the big event to stop Latricia. This is Artie Caplini, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just a really...
Are you okay, Artie? Has
I'm
Latricia got a hold of you?
No, I don't know who that is. The only thing that's got the hold of me is the sweet crack. I'm crack.
Excuse me?
I lied. Listen, man, I don't know who you are, but if you're not going to sell me some black tar heroin, you need to hang up the phone. I don't know.
Who is it, Artie?
I think it's the
You
same
fool!
guy you were...
Are we going to stop Latricia?
Somebody asking about someone named Latricia. I think they got the wrong number.
I don't know who the fuck that is. This is Artie and Brenda DeCaplini, so please put... Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
you fool. I am at the airport, and they say I do not have a ticket.
Put us on your do not call list.
Do not call list. It's government approved.
I am not a tech support. I am Sean Gee. I am trying to save the world. You made a plan, Artie and Brenda, and you have failed.
How does this guy know our name? Are you fucking this guy?
I would not fuck an Indian guy, Artie. You know that.
Excuse me? What the fuck ever? You guys could just let the world go. I don't care anymore. Obviously you don't care. You were the only people who were trying to save the world and stand up to Latricia. You are the only two people who know what's going on. And now you have let the drugs get a hold of you. What has happened? How do you not remember me? You called me on the Jew radio show.
Hang up the phone. I got your heroin ready.
Artie, if I wasn't so fucked up on heroin, I would think that you're trying to do some Bill Cosby shit on me.
I'm not doing anything on you. I'm getting ready.
You're not touching me?
No, why is your face starting to droop?
You're not touching me?
Are you okay? You look sweaty and... Mom? Brenda? Brenda, wake up!
Oh,
Are you okay? I thought you had an
Artie,
overdose.
I'm going away.
You're having an overdose?
I know, I'm going away, Artie. I love you.
I can't tell if she's dead or if she's really high, so... Fuck! Oh! I'm pissing. I'm pissing my pants.
Don't get your piss on me. Don't get your piss on me. Artie, you know where we can get any cocaine? I'm so tired, I just want to wake up.
I can get us some. I can get us some, baby. Don't you worry. Wait, we have no money.
You fucking destroyed this family.
What are we going to do? Wait. It's all coming back to me, Latricia.
But who?
We're not going to be able to fund all of the Sean Gee's travel to get to Snyder Park in time to defeat Latricia.
Who the fuck is Sean Gee?
Oh my god. What have I done giving my beautiful 70-year-old mother 3 shots of heroin? Oh, mother, I'm so sorry. I took what was left of your brain and I soiled it with the drugs of the children. I'm so sorry.
I would be more upset with you, but it feels so good. Can I please have another?
Of course.
Thank you.
Just be very careful. I don't want you to overdose. Okay?
No, I don't care.
I can ask the drug dealer if he can get us the stuff cut with fentanyl.
Why don't you ask the drug dealer if he knows a better horse to win than Seabiscuit?
Too soon. I'm going to get more Jose.
Don't trip, fall, and die in there while you're in there. Because you can't... I don't know how to shoot heroin.
Oh, and you'd probably like that because then you'd get my life insurance policy. Fuck you.
You don't have a life insurance policy. You're worth nothing. You know, I still had $200 in savings when that happened, so you owe me $200, young man.
You have $200?
I had $200 in our joint checking account. So you owe me $200.
Oh, well, I'll pay you back when I get more money and you can fuck off and die. Hello and welcome to MOATAIF.
This is a special episode, I think, because it's the first episode that's not a special episode where Joe Biden is the president-elect.
Exactly, and
Well, at least where we know he is, so I feel like we're going to be in a much better mood.
Yeah, I would think so. I would hope so, and certainly I would hope that as you know, the months go on, it only gets better. But as of today, we still have a president who does not accept the results of the election and is still contending to contest them. But I read right before we started that actually Melania Trump, our first lady, is trying to get the president to accept the results.
Are you serious? How do we know that?
I read it on CNN. I don't know who it. You know, it could be one of those unfounded reports, but they're like sources are saying that Melania Trump and her staff are trying to convince, and also Jared Kushner are trying to convince the president to accept the results of the election.
Melania has staff?
Yeah, isn't that bogus?
Well, I guess she is the first lady.
Right. Well, and all the first ladies have a little project, at least since like Eleanor Roosevelt. And I was just looking at it today on Wikipedia. There's actually a whole Wikipedia page about like the first lady's activities and how the role of, just historically the role of the first lady really changed with Eleanor Roosevelt. And
I don't know if you remember, I used to have a book about all the first ladies and shit they did.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I read it a few years ago. I don't really remember much of it, though.
I thought it was always interesting when when you were reading it, but of course Hillary Clinton was like the co-president with Bill Clinton and working on championing the healthcare initiative in the 90s, and Nancy Reagan was her thing was say no to drugs, and Michelle Obama's was let's get fit and move, childhood obesity.
Yeah, that's my least favorite.
Melania Trump's was supposed to be cyberbullying and just bullying in general. It was be best, but that's
But she hasn't done anything.
And it's so comically ironic to be coming from like the bully president.
But maybe, I think clearly she does not like her husband.
Oh,
and maybe she's doing it because she's just like, I want everybody to know that I don't stand behind this man. I'm using him for his money.
I really want to like her, but the whole time she stood right by his side, and there was always hashtag save Melania, tweets and stuff like that. But she was complicit, and she knew all along what she was signing up for. And
even if she was with him for money, that's still like she's sacrificing the entire institution of America just for some billions.
Right, and at the end of the day, she is racist trash.
She is racist.
Oh yeah, I mean she's said some horrible things herself about Mexican people, and just.
Are you serious? She's an immigrant.
Oh, I know, but they honestly would never even admit that. I'm just glad that whole cancer is about to be removed from the White House. I can't wait for the day that Donald Trump is no longer our president, and more than that, I don't ever want to see him at events, and I don't think we will. I don't see him getting invites to like presidential funerals or like state funerals that are going to happen in the next few years until he dies.
I can't see like Joe Biden in like 8 years. I can't see Joe Biden hanging out with him, kind of like we've seen Obama hang out with George Bush.
Right. How could anybody? Nobody
wants to hang out with him, especially because he's such a fucking bully.
Right. And at this point, he's probably not going to want to be hanging out with them anyway because he's going to be so fucking embarrassed because of what just happened.
Yeah, but here's my experience with narcissists is that they can't admit embarrassment. So I really do think for the rest of his life that he is going to try to defend himself in any way he can and make it seem like this was like an inside job against him. And there's no way he could have actually lost because he is the greatest alive he was the greatest president to ever live.
Mm-hmm. And that's something, you said this yesterday when we were recording the election special, but I didn't get to, I thought about it at the time, but I didn't remember to mention it. You said something about how Donald Trump will always have people who follow him and think he was the greatest president and, are going to be his supporters. They mentioned that on MSNBC as well. They're like, there's now like sort of two schools, if you will, of the Republican Party going forward, they think. We're going to see the Ronald Reagan Republicans like Mitt Romney, those kind of people, the people who stood up to Donald Trump. Someone like Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who is one of only two, including Mitt Romney, Republican senators who have acknowledged that Joe Biden is the president-elect. Only two sitting Republican senators have done so at this recording.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, those are the people they would now
stupid.
Consider. Yeah, those are the people they would now consider like sort of like the Reagan Republicans that still exist. But there are now going to be, going forward still, and possibly for the foreseeable future, the Trump Republicans, like Lindsey Graham, like Ted Cruz, like Donald Trump himself, who are flat out just anti-American, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, so Trump kind of opened Pandora's box for all of these Republicans to just come flat out with him being evil. It's kind of bad when the Reagan Republicans are, like, in my eyes, they're so much better. Like, I'm like, oh, those aren't so bad. It's fucking Reagan Republicans, though.
Right.
It's
was
not
one of the worst presidents of all time.
Yeah, it's not really saying much.
But even then, in this day and age, because of Donald Trump, the Reagan Republicans and Ronald Reagan himself, I'd dig him up out of the grave and put him as the president today over Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, any day of the week. I would Mitt Romney, like, hell yeah, put him in office.
Yes. And that's, I kind of think, like, maybe one of the good things to come out of this is, like, it does make you sort of realize that other people, despite, you know, them not being affiliated with the Democratic Party, at least, can be deserving of office when they still stand up for what is morally good. I mean, I don't agree with most of the things that Mitt Romney does, but I at least think if there's going to be a Republican in office, I want it to be somebody like Mitt Romney.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I can. I hope this sort of this like thing that Trump is like kind of. I think Trump is like a direct product of like the Tea Party. You know how the Tea Party just kind of was the jumpstart the Republicans needed to have this like new brand of Republican. Mm-hmm. And I really hope that it starts to die, because I feel like there are a lot more. Because like if you want to think about like the Democratic Party, you have like on one half you have like the Bernie people, who are like the super progressive parts of the Democratic Party, and then you have the more moderate Democrats who are, you know, would vote in Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden.
Right.
Or who like prefer those. But I feel like, you know, obviously there are more people who prefer Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton type candidates than there are Bernie people. But on the flip side of the Republican Party, I feel like there are more people who support like the Trump type Republicans than the Ronald Reagan type Republicans.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's something that I think really shocked everybody in 2016, because a lot of first-time voters were showing up to vote for Donald Trump because he spoke to them for like the first time. Their racist, the racist vote decided to show up really.
The racist vote, yeah.
Show up in force. And a lot of it, I think, was the anti-Hillary Clinton vote, too. At least Joe Biden was respectable enough to win independent and Republican support that from people who were mortified by Donald Trump. And I don't think that that's something that necessarily Bernie Sanders could have done. I think like
no, I don't think
like
so
Bernie
either.
Sanders, I think maybe Joe Jorgensen would have been much more of a threat, or you know, had they had a candidate more like Gary Johnson, you know, who was kind of, you know, in 2016 third-party candidates were much more of a factor, but this time around they didn't really steal that much.
No, I don't think anybody really know about Joe Jorgensen.
Right. There were some people who were shocked. They were like, who the fuck is Howie Hawkins? And remember, like, Jill Stein was a pretty big factor in 2016.
Yeah, I feel like everybody kind of knew who Jill Stein was.
But nobody even talked about the Green Party this time around.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody at all.
It's like you only heard about Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian nominee, but nobody talked about, and maybe it's just because Jill Stein became, I don't know, what the fuck. I hate Jill Stein too, but, you know, what the fuck.
Why do you hate Jill Stein? Is it because she was anti-Hillary?
That, but also, like, it's more just the burner effect of, or spoiler effect, I guess, of siphoning off votes in a time when we elected a dictator.
Literally.
Has shown that he had full intentions of being our dictator. And
it still is showing us that he wants to be our dictator.
Right. Fuck. But enough about Donald Trump.
His
days are numbered. His days are fucking numbered. But it does, this sort of leads into a note I've had in my file for a while that I can finally delete. What do you think about Hillary Clinton's nipples? Do you think like
the pepperonis
big? Yeah, you think they're like, you think pepperoni?
You know, I bet they're probably around. I bet they're really cute. I bet she has really nice nipples.
I don't know. I'd like to think so. I mean, it's certainly like, you know.
Are you talking about Hillary Clinton today?
Yeah, well, I guess today.
Because
certainly.
Let me look up a picture real quick of Hillary Clinton, because I'm thinking of like 70s Hillary Clinton, and I'm like, she was a really attractive woman. I bet.
You're right.
I bet her nipples. Yeah, I bet she had some good nipples.
You're right. She was a pretty cute young lady.
Check out out this picture I'm sending you. Maybe we could show it on screen for a brief second if you're watching on YouTube. Spotify users, sorry.
Spotify users, go to youtube.com/MOATAIF. We have our own channel, dude. days.
Yes, and also like click the ads. We really appreciate it. We're starting to make money.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, click like. Maybe leave a comment on this video telling us what you think about Hillary Clinton's nipples.
That picture that you sent, yeah, that for your argument of her.
Yeah, she's sexy. Yeah. She has to have good nipples.
I
mean, seeing her as an old woman, you're like, of course she has big salami, nasty drooping nipples.
You're right. I don't know. God, I haven't really looked at a picture. I haven't really admired pictures of Hillary Clinton in so long. This is making me too sad. I gotta exit out of this. I haven't looked at pictures of Hillary Clinton
when your
long.
When your own topic makes you sad.
But it leads to a broader topic, and I even wrote that down. How many nipples do you think you've seen?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Because there's a lot to think about.
In person?
In person. And it's like, there's so many different facets. There's sexual,
Are men counted?
There's also just like, yeah, of course, like men count. So like going to the swim park and having people with their shirt off, and the random people that just go shirtless to the lawnmower.
Okay, so to figure this out, I think like obviously the first pair I think I ever saw were my mom's.
Right.
Just because I didn't suck on them, but I'm sure she didn't care about losing, having them out when I was a baby. So already I got 4.
Right. Your own. Eventually you see your own.
Yeah. Immediately I'm going to have to go to thousands.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just because, beaches. I've been to beaches plenty of times.
Mm-hmm. You scroll through Facebook and you see shirtless photos of men all the time, especially when we were in high school.
Well, okay, I thought this was just in person.
Just in general, also in porn, because
tens of thousands. Then
you think
if that's counted, tens of thousands, of thousands of because you have to. If I've seen 5,000 people with their shirt off, I've easily watched porn 5,000 times. I think.
Right. I mean, that's what I would say so, too. I would think so as well.
Let's just okay, pretty much every day for the last 10 years at least. That's 365 times 10 is 336,500. Mm-hmm. That's already at 70,000.
Nipples.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're watching porn, this is hundreds of thousands now, Zach. Because there are two people usually in porn.
Right, sometimes more.
Sometimes more, yeah, exactly. So just in porn alone, hundreds of thousands of nipples I've seen.
Yeah, I would have to.
No, I wonder at what. I
would have to agree.
I wonder at what point I would reach 1 million.
Now that's interesting because I guess it's like, well, if you think at 25, I mean, you really don't start, at least for us, because of like, the way technology advanced. We didn't really start seeing internet pornography until like 13.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I found when we were kids, we found some Playboys in the garbage can one day, and that's the first time I think I'd ever like seen boobs. I was like 10.
If you looked at our nipple graph, it would be sort of small, just what you see as a child, what you
Yeah, exactly. And then it would just exponentially
explode up into the hundreds of thousands. But how do you account for that over the rest of your life? So I guess probably if we're at what safe estimate 100,000 nipples.
Very safe. I'm thinking around 300,000.
300,000 nipples.
Yeah.
Now, when we're counting nipples, are we counting each individual nipple?
I was, yeah, because that's where 36,000 videos, 2 nipples each. That's 70,000 right there.
So 4 nipples in each video, as opposed, or 2 nipples.
2 nipples in each video at least. So if you make it 4, that automatically goes. Fuck what? 280,000.
Right, yeah, so if we're already at like 300,000 nipples at 25, we have probably a third of our life. So I don't know, we'd have to start really watching a lot of porn to get to 100. Well, actually, I mean, so let's say we get, at this rate, we get to 75. That's life expectancy. At this rate, we would be at about 900,000 nipples. So we just got to increase the frequency of nipples just a little bit. And hypothetically, by the time we turn 70 or 75 and reach the life expectancy, we could net 1 million nipples by this logic.
Now, I've always had this thought that I really wish this was the case, that when you die, almost like a video game, you get like statistics on your entire. Yeah, I've thought about this my entire life, I feel like, but I've always wanted to personally know like the amount of shit that has came out of me. Like, if you, like, okay, in your life, if you took all of the shit that you ever did, you could build a wall that's this big. Like, of just shit. Like, a 10-foot wall that goes on for so many miles.
Right.
And that is, and then, literally, I want God to show me, if he's real, if I want him to show me this wall of shit and, like, give me all of these crazy, like, you saw 1,035,000 individual nipples in your life.
Right. Could you imagine the exaltation you would feel knowing from this day forward, if that were to happen, from this day forward, knowing what we know, increasing the frequency of porn watching to see more nipples.
Because that's the only way we'd actually, unless we just scrolled through Google and just typed in nipple and just started scrolling like, go, blip, 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 point, 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 point.
Right. Then eventually, once you die, and if God's real, and if he's been keeping tally, then he can reveal to you that you surpassed over 1 million nipples. It'd be really shocking.
And that.
What if you were at like 999,999, and then God, showed you nipples?
Like, now you have 1 million, my child.
Come to heaven. I'm your 1,000,000th nipple. This is why I killed you today, so I could be your 1,000,000th nipple.
What if that's just when you die? Like once you reach 1 million nipples, like, you know, some people die at well, that doesn't. Babies die. How could they have seen 1 million? That immediately
perverted babies.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would have to be sort of like me with my dad showing me porn at a young age. Not showing me it, but just having it on. So really, I got a head start.
You got a real big head start on nipples.
I might be at like 350,000 nipples.
Oh, easily, yeah. I feel like we're easily above that already. Because I'm thinking about the beach. You know, just driving down the road and seeing somebody running
their lawn or running.
Yeah, mowing their lawn, running with their shirt off. Pretty much every one of your friends, like, you're not really that good of friends until you've seen each other's nipples.
Right. People going to and then there's like the added layer of people like going to the beach, not even posting like a shirtless photo for thirsty attention, but just posting a photo like they're at the beach, they have their shirt off, there's the nipples.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was interesting because I went to Florida 2 weeks ago, and we were at the beach. And there was this couple right next to us. Like, not right next to us, but probably like 25 feet. And, you know, I was kind of eyeing this lady. She was wearing a bikini. She was an older woman, maybe in her 40s. But Abigail tells me, she says, look over there. Like, what's happening? And this lady is, I'm almost positive, like, sex was happening or porn was being filmed or something. Because she's just completely on her knees, like, bent over, ass up in the air, and I'm like, what? And I can't look away, and I'm just like staring. And so we're just kind of like, I guess they're just doing their own thing. I don't want to watch these people having sex unless it's probably what they wanted. But then when we went to go leave, we were packing up all our stuff, and we were walking along like the shoreline, and this lady straight up had her tits out.
No,
I swear to God, I was like, oh. And they were, like, really nice, and I was like, did you see that? She's like, yeah, I kept trying to, like, tell you before you did.
Oh, my God.
But it was awesome. It made me really happy.
You said it was awesome.
It was. You just don't see a pair of boobs like that out in the wild. You usually have to work for it to see, like, a good pair of tits. You got to work for it.
Right. And you're right, because it's interesting, because when I was in Ohio, I had a similar experience, and of course,
really
overlapped each other. I didn't see tits, but when we were out to dinner with Taylor's family in Columbus, we went to the Pearl, which I do recommend, by the way. I don't know how much the dinner ended up being, but I got a Cuban sandwich that was $17, and it was fucking divine.
The Pearl.
Absolutely delectable. So fucking delicious.
What's a Cuban?
It had... So I don't know what the traditional definition of a Cuban is, but I mean, they're all pretty much the same. It's got Swiss cheese, ham, and mustard on it, right? But then they also had this delicious, unbelievably delectable, divine pulled pork underneath it. Oh my god.
That sounds really
divine.
Good. That sounds really good.
So fucking good.
But how did you see any sort of nudity there?
So it wasn't nudity. We're sitting there and we look over and there's a couple, they're probably maybe 30 years old at max. Full on, out and out in the middle of the restaurant, making out, tongues down each other's throats. Like open, like literally just sitting there, open mouth. Then we're at the back of the restaurant, so I mean, we're not at the front, but they.
And is this like a classy place? I assume, because it was a $17 sandwich.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like, we didn't dress up, but it's, everybody was. I mean, it's downtown Columbus,
Oh, it was downtown too. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, okay.
It's nice. I mean, it was a nice place to eat. And it was very weird, and like her whole family was pointing it out and laughing and watching, and so of course I'm just like sitting there. They were right behind me, like along the back wall in a booth, literally surrounded by people. Not any ounce of, what do you want to say? They were not at all nervous that they were surrounded by people, and they were just flat out making out, tongue down the throat. Waiters, as we were leaving, were like, look at that. Like, the waiters were all talking about it. It was
oh my God.
But no tits. No tits. It's easier when you're in a bikini, because then, like, obviously, you're on the beach, you're in a bikini, here's my tits.
I don't know. It was awesome to me because her boobs were just flat out. Like, I don't even know if she had her top on at that point.
Oh.
But I don't know. I felt like it was really a turn on, to be honest, because I was like, this lady either really likes being naked or she just wanted us to see her boobs. Because I think I think I had this thought at the time, because it was like intentional, because I think she did have her top on, and they were like just sitting out of them.
Oh.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just all like the erotica I read, where I assume people are doing that sort of thing. Probably not. It was probably just, who knows?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you would know if your boobs are out.
Oh, I think she knew, but I don't know if she was doing it like intentionally for other people to see.
You think she thought she had enough privacy to get away with it? Possibly.
Well, she definitely didn't. If she thought that, she was really stupid.
Well, I mean, maybe she just was like, these people are in for a show. They're here.
I think that's what it was. I really do.
They're here. They're consenting by being here to witness our sex act.
Yeah.
Well, more power to them. I mean, sometimes you gotta whip them out in public, I guess.
There it is. I think we should free the titty.
Yes, for sure. Desex the nipple, they say.
Desex it, even though my first thought when I saw the nipple was that this lady was doing it for some sort of sexual fetish.
Well, she was like down on her knees, like making out with some dude.
I think she was going down on him because there was like a cooler in the way, but all I saw was her like ass up directly in the air facing the ocean.
Well, I think you're right, though. I think this does ultimately, this discussion about how many nipples we've seen should lead to desexing the nipple, because, folks, just from our discussion alone, we've seen at least 400,000 nipples, at least, maybe 500,000, 500,000 nipples already. So, what's the point? Like, why's everybody got to get so like freaked out if a woman starts breastfeeding in public? Like, grow up.
That I don't understand. I mean,
if you're
who
older
cares?
than me, if you're older than me, and I've seen 400,000 to 500,000 nipples, you've probably seen more than me. So you shouldn't be offended when you see one with a baby eating on it, because that's God's intended purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, there's nothing like sexy at all about a woman breastfeeding. I don't get turned on in any way. I'm just like, oh, that's a woman breastfeeding. Why would I?
You don't want to have the milk squirted on you?
No, I've never. No,
You're not gonna taste the milk when it's time, when it's ripe.
I mean, maybe if it was my own woman, I'd try it.
Well, of course, that's what I mean. Like,
Oh yeah, that. But I don't have.
Ready to have a baby, you're gonna.
Yeah, like, can I get a little sip?
I want to say. But I just don't know. There's like still a layer where I'm like, that seems a little too, and some people will pay for it.
I know. But I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, I want to know what I'm feeding my baby.
Of course it's gonna happen. But do you think Borat really fed that guy?
No.
Cheese? It was just regular cheese.
Yeah, it was definitely just. I don't think he would go so far as to actually make cheese from
fucking hilarious if he did. I hope it was, or like at least like a nasty like rat's milk cheese or like something like that, like something really gross.
I bet he just went to the store right before it. I don't want to ruin the mystique of the joke.
Well, fuck. I mean, we already ruined Borat 2, so I mean, like.
Yeah. Did we even say anything along the lines of spoiler alert?
No, but I mean,
who cares?
By the time it comes out, it's gonna basically be called, discussing Borat 2. Well, it's actually gonna be called the Kentucky Derpy.
Oh yeah. But I mean, we're gonna start talking about it. People can click off. We didn't want them to see it anyway. We're doing them a favor.
Right, exactly. You shouldn't watch it. But that was that episode. This is this episode, and I think this episode about nipples is pretty much over.
Yeah, I do too, yeah.
Well, folks, I think the big takeaway, desex the nipple, and if you and hopefully if we see some more nipples when it is desexed, we can all get over to 1 million nipples before we die. And hopefully when you see 1 million nipples, it doesn't actually mean that you die, because I never want to die.
Yeah, I agree. To all of the people who have already seen 1 million nipples, congratulations.
We hope to join your ranks one day, unless it means death.
Stay moat.
It is the economy, stupid.